Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel once again. Today is Sunday, the 27th day of April, the year 2025. And as always, I have some well analyzed matches for you. So, guys, apologies I couldn't provide tips yesterday, which was Saturday. I had a little emergency, and for that reason, I was unable to provide tips for you. So I apologize for not being able to provide you with the tips for Saturday. So today, being Sunday, I've taken my time to come up with very good and well analyzed matches for you. And without much waste of time, let's get started. The first match, as you can see here, is from the Italy Serie A. It's a game involving Inter Milan and Roma. My prediction for this match is Roma to score at least one goal at 1.56 odds. I know this looks scary because it looks as if it's not going to happen. Roma to score a goal here, but I believe it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. Inter Milan has a Champions League match on Wednesday against Barcelona, and I don't think they're going to be that serious with this match. I mean, they have, I think, three rounds of matches remaining for them in the Serie A league. So they know they can always meet up, with the remaining, they can win the remaining three matches and still win the title. So I have the feeling that they're not going to be very serious with this match because if they exert a lot of energy in this match, then it's going to affect them in the Champions League. And don't forget that playing Barcelona, a very tough team. So for this reason, I expect Roma to score. It's going to be a tough game, but we expect Roma to put more of the effort. Roma doesn't have any Champions League or any competition, so they will be the ones to put more effort, more energy in this game. And we expect them to have at least a goal at 1.56 odds. Now, looking at the data here, you can see that Inter Milan are first on the table, while Roma are seventh on the table. And then you look at the head-to-head between these two teams. We can see here that Inter Milan has won almost every time they have played Roma, as you can see. And then we look at their current form here. So, looking at Inter Milan's home record, we can see that Inter Milan has been consistent. Their last six home matches, Inter Milan has won all. And as you can see, Inter Milan concedes almost every time they play. As you can see, they always, even when they win, they always concede. As you can see. Now, looking at Roma away from home, you can also see that Roma are in a very good form right now. The last six away matches shows Roma has won five times and drew once. And you can see here that Roma scores every time they play away from home. Now, let's take a look at the standings on the table. So you can see here that Inter are first on the table and Roma are seventh on the table. And you can see that Roma is fighting hard to see how they can get into um, the UEFA or the Europa League competition qualifiers. As you can see, they're trying to see how they can, break into the top five or the top six so they can qualify for the Champions League or the Europa competition. So it's going to be a very tough match, but we expect Roma to have a goal here. We expect them to score at least one goal at 1.56 odds. Next, we have this one from the French League One. It's a game involving Marseille and Brest. My prediction here is Marseille to beat John Brest at 1.20 odds. So, talking about teams that have been very consistent at home, Marseille is one of them. They've been very consistent and serious, especially when they play at home. Brest doesn't do well away from home, and here we give Marseille the advantage. We expect them to win or draw no bet at 1.20 odds. Looking at the data here, we can see that Marseille are 10 on the table, Brest are ninth on the table. And then when we look at the head-to-head between these two teams, you can see here that Marseille has won three times, Brest two times. Other fixtures ended in a draw. Now, looking at their current form here, let's start with Marcel. The last six home matches shows Marcel has won five times and lost just once. And then we look at Brest away from home. We can see that the last six away matches, Brest has actually won three times, drew two times, and lost once. Now let's take a look at the standings on the table. So you can see here that Marcel are third on the table with 55 points. And you can see that the point difference between Marcel, Nice, Strasbourg, and Lille is just 1 point, as you can see. So as it stands now, none of these teams have qualified for Champions League yet. It's very tight and competitive up there. So Marcel want to do everything possible not to drop points, because if they drop points, it might be very difficult for them to qualify for the Champions League or even the Europa competition. So for this reason, we expect Marcel to do well. We expect them to win or draw a bit at 1.20 odds. Next, we have this one still from the French League One. It's a game involving Angers and Lille. My prediction here is Lille to win or draw a bit at 1.20 odds. So Lille is another team that has been doing well, and considering the fact that they are fighting hard to qualify for the Champions League, we expect them to do well here. We expect them to win or draw a bit at 1.20 odds. Looking at their data here, we can see that Angers are 15 on the table, Lille are 6th on the table. And then we look at the head-to-head between these two teams. We can see here that Lille has actually won three times, Angers once. All the fixtures ended in a draw. And now we look at the current form here. We can see that Angers in their last six home matches, Angers has not really been doing well at home, as you can see. The last six home matches shows Angers has won just once, drew once, and lost four times. And then look at Lille away from home. You can see that the last six away matches, Lille has won two times and lost four times. And when you look at Lille's losses, you can see that it's against very tough teams. Lyon is a tough team. PSG is a tough team. Strasbourg is very strong, especially when they play at home. So you can see that Lille's losses here are against very tough opposition. So with this, we give the advantage to Lille. And let's take a look at their standings on the table here. So looking at the standings on the table here, we can see that Lille are sixth on the table, and they're equally fighting hard to see how they can qualify for the Champions League or the Europa competition. So with this, Lille will have to be very serious, and we expect them to win this one or draw a bit at 1.20 odds. Finally, for today, we have this one from the Netherlands Eredivisie. It's a game involving Ajax and Sparta Rotterdam. My prediction here is Ajax to win either of the halves at 1.24 odds. So, talking about teams that have been consistent, Ajax has been very consistent this season, and are fighting hard to see how they can how they can win the Eredivisie title. They're doing well, sitting first on the table, followed by PSG. PSG hasn't really been impressive, so Ajax has seen this as an opportunity to win this Eredivisie title. So against Sparta Rotterdam, we expect them to pick three maximum points here. We expect Ajax to win at least either of the halves at 1.2 for us. Looking at the data here, we can see that Ajax are first on the table, while Sparta are 11th on the table. And then look at the head-to-head between these two teams. We can see here that Ajax has won almost every time, as you can see. Ajax has 83% winning rate against Sparta, as you can see. And then you look at the current form for these teams. Starting with Ajax, you can see how consistent Ajax has been whenever they play at home. The last six home matches shows Ajax has won five times and drew once. And then we look at Sparta away from home. You can see that Sparta hasn't really been consistent away from home. Their last six away matches show Sparta has won two times, drew two times, and lost two times. Looking at the standings on the table here, you can see that Ajax are first with 73 points. So the point difference between them and PSV is just 6 points, as you can see. So Ajax want to do everything possible to make sure they do not allow PSG catch up with them. So for this reason, we expect Ajax to do well. We expect them to win either of the halves at 1.24 odds. So guys, these are all the matches I have for you today with a total of 2.79 odds. Always remember to bet responsibly, guys. Football can be very funny. Even with the best analysis, anything can still happen. So make sure you bet responsibly and do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Also remember to join our Telegram channel, the link is pinned to the comment section of this video. Thanks so much guys. I'll see you again in my next video.